So a cultural practice that I honestly remember the most, as far as like my family's concerned, is cooking a lot. Like cooking was a huge part of my family, especially because my grandmother cooked, and so did my father. He emulated her style of cooking, and he emulated a lot of her recipes. Kind of tweaked them a little bit and made them his own, but essentially sticking to the authenticity of the recipes and the flavors. But I do remember going to the flea market on Sundays as part of a Sunday routine. My dad would get, we would get up, he would cook breakfast, we would have eggs, scrambled eggs with cheese and green onions, and he would make cream of wheat. It's kind of similar to grits, but it's like a little bit finer in texture and creamier. It's not as gritty or like, and then we would have like pancakes and sausages and bacon, and my dad would make like fresh squeezed orange juice, and then we would go to the flea market, the Barrios Flea Market, which is in a part of San Jose. And it was huge. I mean, so many tents, so many vendors. They had fruits, vegetables, clothes. But my dad would always get us a churro. They were like really long and really good. Um, and Mexican authentic style tacos for like $1. We used to eat that as like lunch, and then we would get all of the necessary like ingredients that we needed for the meal for the night. So we would go home, we would clean, straighten up, clean up the kitchen. Then my dad would turn on reggae music, and then he would be blaring it, and then he would start cooking. He would prep. We would help. I would help chop some of the vegetables or seasoning anything if he needed me to do it, chopping things up. So that was always fun. My dad would make these huge meals that we had food for days. So I just remember um, eating all of the time. My dad would make some of the dishes he would make. An example of a dish would be like this corn, like I don't know, this corn dish. He would put like parsley in it. My dad used a lot of parsley in his cooking, a lot of fresh chopped garlic. So he would make like fresh garlic bread, and he taught me how to make fresh garlic bread and getting like a loaf of French bread from the store for like $1 and some change, and then slicing it in half, and then again in half. So you have quarters, and then spreading or chopping up fresh garlic and melting butter and parsley and making that as like garlic butter and making fresh garlic bread. So that's something that I make at home that I've learned from him. So, and yeah, he would also make fresh lemonade because we had a lemon tree in my grandfather's backyard. And then another thing I remember him making is Jamaican punch, which is his own ingredient. I mean, his own recipe. He will not give me the recipe for it, but it's good. And he calls it Jamaican punch. I told him he should change the name, but that's okay. I guess it's supposed to taste like Jamaica, the flavors, the stuff that's in it. I don't know. But yeah, cooking, cleaning, especially cooking was a huge part of my family and cultural traditions in my family. And I don't enjoy them as much as I used to because I'm away from my family. But other than that, those are memories and things that I can remember and take with me, even as I live in North Carolina.